On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
The question was just more back to the original question. I think about half of the brothers on the panel didn't really answer it directly. What are your thoughts on Tyga and YG specifically dressing up as drag for their new video? And
clearly, I didn't like it.
It's not drag.
He's talking to the
I
fellas.
understand what's going across the bottom of the screen right there.
I specifically led with what my thoughts were.
No, I wasn't talking about you. Really, there's
three. Okay, my bad, bro.
There's three of us that did
me
it.
Specifically, I totally am against it. That's why I said there isn't a single amount of dollar amount that you could pay me to get out there and make myself look like that, right? Because I have an entire community out here that's, you know, looking on me, looking on Anton, looking on Logic, looking on Rilla, looking on, you know what I'm saying? That's how I see this. So no, you couldn't pay me enough. So because I don't like me telling you I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to see other black men doing it either. So no, I don't agree with what they're doing. I understand the satire. I understand the satire. I still don't agree.
No, and the reason why I don't want you to do it is because you're not gonna do it consistently off the board.
Don't say that though, because you don't know what Courtney's doing.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let Courtney and Anton get it.
But
you're not going to do it consistently off the board.
I matter of factly would say that I do not like seeing men in dresses. Period.
You're not going to do it consistently across the board.
Or little boys.
Well, I mean, well, that's your opinion.
You're not going to do it consistently across the board, which means that nobody is going to take it serious. And as a matter of fact, I would say that people that then want to have a conversation or want to start holding people accountable today based off of the standards that they now adopted, instead of first coming to the front of the congregation and saying that we got it wrong, we messed up, which then would give us more credibility with the people that we're trying to influence, which is the people that come after us. We don't have any credibility because we're not consistent. So that's why when young people look at us today and they say, I don't give a fuck about what you're saying because you did what you wanted to do. So why I can't do what I want to do? Because we have no credibility, because we don't want to hold ourselves accountable. And we saying, well, skip it. Don't do what I did. Do what I say. Because our actions don't reflect what it is that we really about, which is why we need to hold ourselves accountable. It's the reason why we don't respect the men of yesteryear, because they was fucked up, they was simps, and they sold us a lie, and they never came to the front of the congregation and say we fucked up, we was wrong.
Facts.
And so because we don't have any credibility, we actually do more damage when we open our mouths to then hold other people accountable, because we make them even more rebellious because they don't want to be like us. That's why we
hold on. Go ahead, Mel. You good?
So, Anton, this is my thing. Like where I live at now, like the big house. Well, I have a house in Georgia and Florida, but the big house is in Florida, in St. Augustine, and that's where they sold slaves right there. So you telling me I have to be responsible? I was born in 1988, so everything that I've done since then, I was raised by a man. And my brothers are men. So you telling me I have to be responsible for something that happened before me, but at the same time, I'm trying to fix the problem. You telling me because of what they did in the 80s, 70s, and everything, like now I have to take so much responsibility for it instead of changing something right now? Because it's the only time I have right now. I was born in 88. I'm 34 years old. In these 34 years, everything that I have done, even the boys now that I mentor, and I take them on mentorship camps. Like during the summer, we do all of that, whatever. I get them around men like yourself. But what else am I supposed to do with something that happened before me? Like, how is that my fault? Because you're making it seem
I think you're missing my point.
No, I don't think I missed your point.
You can't be accountable for something that you weren't born for. Okay. Right. What I'm using as an example is if we are telling other people that they shouldn't do X, Y, and Z, it lends more credibility when we first become accountable for the things that we did support when we were available.
But when was I available for that?
I'm not talking to you specifically. I don't know you. I don't know your life. I can't speak on what it is that you supported or you didn't support. I'm actually attacking the things that we're talking about on this panel right now. If somebody said that they listened to Prince or they rocked with it, or if somebody said that they rocked with this person or they still listen to this music or they watched this movie and they still watch it today and these men putting on a dress and ha, then it doesn't mean anything to me. if you then say, well, why is YG and Tyga putting on a dress when you still watching white chicks in Big Mama's house?
So I got a follow-up question. With that being said, no, I'm talking. With that, you're supposed to say excuse me anyway. With that being said, when are we gonna get to the point where we let people
so cute.
Let people make their decisions on their own, and what they eat don't make me fat. I just don't deal with it. That's the only thing. I won't deal with it if that's what they want to do.
Wait, hold on.
I honestly think that.
Hold on. We got to go to Quest.
Nah, and I know y'all get tired of me saying this, but this is an actual perfect example of you two are actually both right? What Anton is saying is because we are not consistent across the board, nobody's going to take us seriously, right? And to what Courtney is saying, we can't get to what you're talking about, right? Because that was my point earlier when JR was like, hold on, let Courtney go. You brought up what my point was, right? Like, hey, now I don't think the same way I thought 10 years ago, you understand? Or 5 years ago. Hell, I don't think the same way I thought 2 years ago, right? So like, am I supposed to not change and grow from this? And no, I don't. I'm not entertained by seeing grown men, especially black men, in dresses. But to what Anton is saying, that don't matter unless we're gonna be consistent across the board. If I don't like seeing it from Tyga and 400, then I shouldn't like seeing Martin do it when he was playing Shanae. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, but not just me and you, right? Because that may be the case for me and Courtney, right? Well, we're not entertained by that at all anymore. But us as a collective, black people as a collective is what Anton is talking to, right? Initially, I was like, no, you saying Courtney ain't gonna be consistent across the board, and we don't know. Courtney might be, but the rest of us, nah, I gotta agree. We are not consistent across the board. We will excuse a YG and a Tyga, and we'll hold somebody else accountable, or vice versa, hold them accountable and excuse Martin, for example. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, nah, this is one of them times where I gotta say y'all are both right.
All right, I want to go to Rio because I know he's trying to get in there. Go ahead, Rio.
My question was just more back to the original question. I think about half of the brothers on the panel didn't really answer it directly. What are your thoughts on Tyga and YG specifically dressing up as drag for their new video? And
clearly, I didn't like it.
It's not drag.
He's talking to the film.
Understand what's going across the bottom of the screen right there.
I specifically led with what my thoughts were.
No, I'm talking about you. Really, there's
three. Okay, my bad, bro.
So me specifically, I totally am against it. That's why I said there isn't a single amount of dollar amount that you could pay me to get out there and make myself look like that, right? Because I have an entire community out here that's, looking on me, looking on Anton, looking on Logic, looking on Rilla, looking on, you know what I'm saying? That's how I see this. So no, you couldn't pay me enough. So because I don't like me telling you I'm not going to do it, I don't want to see other black men doing it either. So no, I don't agree with what they're doing. I understand the satire. I understand the satire. I still don't agree.